Hey, Diane, how are you?
Oh, look at this wonderful group of people here tonight. It's so glad to be back here at Mr. Kelly's after all this time.
Yes, for 20 years, this was the hot spot on Rush Street.
That's true. And you know, it was one of the first places that promoted racial diversity. Why, the people who performed here, there was Ella Fitzgerald and Lena Horne and Barbara Streisand, the Mamas and the Papas, and oh, everybody anyone who performed here. And you know who? Even Maya Angelou.
Oh, wow. There are also some of the greatest comedians to perform here, like Mort Saul, like Lily Tomlinson, Bob Newhart, Dick Gregory, and the incomparable Mr. Richard Pryor.
And then, and right now, I'd like to introduce the band, the trio you've been hearing, and that is Darren Scorza on drums, Alex Austin on bass, Chris Maythow on piano, and I'd like to introduce our vocalist, Michelle Thomas. A big hand for all of them, and later in the evening we will have dancing.
I've got you under my skin. I have got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. And I've got you under my skin. I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never would go so well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know so well that I've got you under my skin. I would sacrifice anything on mine for the sake of having you near, in spite of the warning voice that comes through the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know you're cruel, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. 'Cause each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. And I've got First Lady, you everyone. I have got you under my skin. I got you deep inside of me. So deep in my heart that you're in my heart. And I've got you under my heart. Oh, I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never would go so well. But why should I try to resist when they I know so well that I've got you. I would sacrifice anything of what my brother say of asking me in spite of the warning noise comes to the dark and repeat in my ear. Don't you know the fool you never can win? You lose your mentality, wake up to reality. And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. And I get under my skin. And I like you under my skin. Oh, I got you under my skin.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mr. Kelly's, to a night at Mr. Kelly's. I'm Diane Moses, the president of the 19th Century Charitable Association, where our mission is strengthening our community through learning, giving, and sharing our landmark building. So please go back in time, relax, enjoy yourself for a wonderful night at Mr. Kelly's. And I'm very happy to introduce our managing director, Ray Ward.
First of all, I want to say, send prayers out and love to some people who couldn't make it here today, namely our accountant, Shauna Mulatto, who's sick with her kid. They're both sick. So we want to send some love to them tonight. We also want to send some love to those who couldn't be here. RIP to our members who we lost over the past year. I just want to say cheers to them. If you have a drink, we're gonna toast one at the end of this. So I want to say thank you and rest in peace to those members who we lost within the past year. Okay, I want to say this is about the Gala Committee. I want to say give a big warm thank you to the Gala Committee. Give them up, yep. And I'm going to name them by name, starting with our incomparable chair, Ms. Carol Comboy, all right? Right? Her indefatigable efforts made this possible. We also want to say thank you to Janet Barkley, Renee Drew, Joan Green, Marianne Haggerty, Gert Johnson, Fauzi Kelty, Janet McKinney, Aaron Payton, Diane Pingle, Eddie Schaefer, Carolyn Skipper, Mila Tellez, and Miss Phyllis Window. Thank you very much for making this possible, right? Cheers. Okay, I want to also give a special thank you to Aaron and Jean. I think it's Jean here, our former executive director. Hello, Jean. I didn't meet you, but nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I want to give a special thanks to them for setting paving the path for me to be here now and the work that you guys laid down as the groundwork for what I'm doing right now. Thank you guys, right? Cheers. Also want to thank our sponsors. Let me get them out. Our sponsors, the Comboys. First of all, thank you. We want to thank Jamila Yip. We want to thank Oak Park Banquets. We want to thank the Free Readers Ensemble. We want to thank Forest Insurance, Steffel Plumbing, and Byline Bank for being sponsors tonight, all right? Okay. All right, cheers. We also, me personally, I want to say thank you to Renee Drew for being our outstanding administrative assistant. I don't know if she's in this room right now, but I just want to say thank you very much. This is officially her last day. So say goodbye to Renee on the way out, but I want to thank her for being a great administrative assistant, but also training our new administrative assistant, Becky, who you guys will absolutely love. She's absolutely great, and she's been a great addition to our association, right? Cheers. Last but not least, I want to thank the OPB staff, Woody, Ryan, Stephanie, Matt, Julius, Dan, Gabe. I didn't see Gabe tonight, but thank you so much for making my job that much easier, right? Thank you guys. And second to last, but not least, I want to give a personal, this is from me, right? From my heart. I want to thank every member of the 19th Century Charitable Association for welcoming me as your new managing director, right? Someone who has never looked like me before. You guys have accepted me and been friends, and I really appreciate it. I won't shed a tear, but inside I am, right? Inside I am, right? I want to say to Vanita, I don't know where you are. Okay, she's way in the back there. Vanita Philbrick, she's like that little angel on my shoulder, right? Like, Ray, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? And she's really, really helped me in my transition, becoming a better business person overall. So I want to thank her. And I want to thank, yes, give it up. Diane Moses, our fearless president, who is a little joke I'll let you guys in on real quick before I get out of here. Sorry. When they were interviewing me, they was like, "Oh, what do you like about Diane?" I said, she reminds me of my grandmother, right? And in a good way, like, right. I meant that because my grandmother was my mom. That's my life, right? So, but I said, she'll give you the shirt off her back, but please don't get on her bad side, right? So remember that, some good advice going forward. We appreciate everybody in this room, and thank you for your efforts. Thank you for coming out. Please enjoy the rest of the evening, and let's make this year the best ever. Thank you.
The Gentle Force Award, which they're receiving, is given to a member or members who have shown long-time service to our organization as well as to our local community. This is not necessarily an annual award, it's just sort of when we become aware of the outstanding contributions. Our recipients tonight are decidedly deserving. I consider them a $1 million couple with all of their pro bono work that they have done for this organization. Listen to this. Collectively, they have given 33 years of volunteerism. In fact, this lovely, elegant ballroom that we're all enjoying definitely has Al's stamp on it. He headed up the restoration for the whole interior of our historic building. And then he became president of the board of directors. And lucky him, then came the pandemic. And he got us through it, and it wasn't an easy task. So thank you, Al. And then there's the ever-fashionable Georgia, who spent untold hours on the multi-year effort to reclassify the building from commercial to nonprofit, as she was the leader of the Legal and Negotiations Committee. Then, never resting on her laurels, in 2016, the 125th anniversary of the 19th Century Club, Georgia planned and produced an anniversary video. But she wasn't done yet. She also co-wrote and co-produced for the anniversary a theatrical production entitled Snapshots from the Past, and it was seen by more than 600 people. Yay, Georgia. So, if you're wondering, we're going to find out a little bit about what has kept them busy and growing all of these years. So let's take a look at the lives of Al and Georgia Parcham.
Georgia grew up in Crosby, North Dakota, a small town of 1,400, 20 miles from Montana and 5 miles from Canada. Her parents, both college graduates, met teaching high school in Montana. The youngest of 3 daughters, Georgia was involved in just about everything: Girl Scouts, choir, church, band, yearbook, and theater. She volunteered at local nursing homes and the hospital as a candy striper. She was, and still is, indefatigable. Al grew up in the Chicago neighborhood of Belmont and Central. He was an only child. Neither of his parents finished high school, but both worked their way up to supervisory positions. Al was active in church activities. He learned practical carpentry and home repair skills from his father and a neighbor, and he became a skilled percussionist in the competitive drum and bugle corps world. He was, and still is, thoughtful and challenging. Al and Georgia met at Macalester College in St. Paul, Minnesota, a college that raised the flag of the United Nations from the first day of its existence. Mac empowered both of them to become a part of the larger global, political, and philanthropic world. At Macalester, Georgia immersed herself in theater and literature. Al studied chemistry until a summer internship at a psychology lab changed his mind. Their divergent paths crossed when Al, a drummer with the Mac Bagpipe Band, began to perform with the Mac Drama Choros, a large choral reading performance group that Georgia led. And the rest, as they say, is history. Al and Georgia's relationship flourished. They became a forever couple, and their wedding was celebrated with family and friends on May 30, 1967, the day after graduation. The Parchams' commitment to McAllister continued throughout their lives, with Georgia serving on the alumni board and Al serving for 7 years on the board of trustees, becoming a trustee emeriti. Later, they endowed a scholarship at McAllister in Georgia's name and a research fellowship in Al's name. Their belief in the power of education and the arts and their commitment to support them was forged at McAllister. For a decade, the Parchams lived in college towns with pets as their family. They both pursued advanced degrees at the University of Vermont, where Al completed a PhD in psychology and Georgia introduced an award-winning speech and theater curriculum, as well as a model language arts program to a local high school while getting an MA in literature. Al began his love affair with mountaineering in Vermont, and outdoor adventure became an integral part of their lives. Their lifelong love of Shakespeare started here, where Georgia interned with the Vermont Shakespeare Theater. The Parchams then moved to Granville, Ohio, where Al took a teaching job in Denison University's psychology department. Georgia completed a PhD program at Ohio State University in theater and education, forming a traveling children's theater, and spent summers studying creative drama at Northwestern University. While at Denison, Al introduced the Outward Bound education model to the university, leading student and faculty groups in wilderness experiences. During this time, Al and Georgia decided to start a family, adopting their infant son Aaron in 1977. They also decided to leave academia, so Al took a transition job as Director of Human Resources in Reading, Pennsylvania in 1978. During this time, Georgia was able to commute to New York City on weekends to complete the research on her dissertation. Starting a family changed the couple's thoughts about their future. Returning to the Midwest and being closer to family became priorities. In 1979, Al joined a corporate consulting firm of all psychologists, RHR International, headquartered in Chicago. He spent the next 30 years of his career there, moving from consultant through management positions to CEO and chairman for the last 12 years. From a Ms. Magazine ad, Georgia chose Oak Park as their perfect community. A frenzy of house hunting began in the spring of 1980, with the family moving into a fixer-upper on North Ridgeland, later moving around the corner to their historic home on Augusta. Joining First United Church of Oak Park became their entree into community involvement. Georgia had the job of settling the family into a new community, and they were both learning to cope with Al's extensive travel schedule as an RHR consultant. Nevertheless, they adopted their infant daughter Alyssa in 1981 and charged into their new life as a family of 4. Oak Park was the perfect community for Georgia to raise their children and fulfill her commitment to the arts and education. Her work here includes being a longtime Sunday school teacher at First United Church. At Whittier School, she brought in arts programming and wrote curriculum units for teachers. She helped found Acorn Family Entertainment, a nonprofit organization bringing nationally known musicians to children and families for a decade. As their children matured, Georgia took a teaching job in Evanston District 65 as a kindergarten through 5th grade creative drama specialist. Al's travels for RHR grew over the years, extending to developing business in Europe, Australia, China, and Russia. The couple's global worldview expanded both through their travel for Al's business as well as family travel, including their 2006 journey to the Torino, Italy Olympics. Al's work earned him many accolades. Among them, he received the Distinguished Psychologist in Management Award and was made a Fellow in the American Psychological Association. In the late 1990s, Georgia found a focus for her volunteer work at the 19th Century Club. In 2004, she joined the board, serving for a dozen years as first vice president of programming, membership chair, executive vice president, and finally as the first chair of the newly formed legal committee. During that critical time, she led the board's efforts to get a Class L landmarks tax status, greatly lowering the property taxes on the building. But Georgia loved programming for the 19th century most. She was thrilled to do a major production for the organization in celebration of its 125th anniversary. In May 2016, Georgia and Diane Pingle co-authored and produced a 90-minute show, Snapshots from the Past, an original living history production, in the newly restored and upgraded ballroom. While he was working, Al listened from the sidelines, giving advice only when asked. Upon his retirement, Al continued consulting and executive coaching on his own. This allowed him to volunteer more of his time and attention to the 19th century, joining the Building and Grounds Committee and then the Finance Committee. Al served as a coach to 3 executive directors, Ellen Winter, Jean Schultz-Angel, and Aaron Payton. He also headed several projects to upgrade and restore the facility, from the restoration of the exterior of the building, essential to getting the tax reduction, to the rehabilitation of the interior of the building, including upgrading the performance spaces on both floors. This helped attract new members and grow rental income, supporting the organization's charitable endeavors. Recently, Al served as executive vice president and then president. The Parchins' involvement for the past 20 years with the 19th Century Charitable Association has greatly enriched their lives. By joining the 19th Century, Al and Georgia became part of its long history of service to the community through insightful initiatives in Oak Park and the surrounding area. They found that nothing beats working for a good cause, along with peers who are smart, talented, dedicated, thoughtful, and know how to have a good time while doing great work. Congratulations, Alan and Georgia Parcham, on your Gentle Force Award.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know what Al and I love about the 19th is you, everyone in this room, the people we love, the people we need here and we work with are why we are still here. And the people, including these executive directors that we've all been here for, and our new managing director we're going to support. But it's about us. It's about us working together to make a better community. That's what it's about. And you know what? From 1891 until today, the hard work and generosity of members is the engine that has kept the 19th century ticking. Seriously, just look around you. Look at someone next to you that's a member, a friend. This is why we're here. It's what it means. We do a lot of hard work together, but we have a lot of fun together too. And I ask myself, well, besides the camaraderie, what is it? Why do we work so hard? You guys know how hard we work. That worked on this scala alone. Okay, so for those of you who don't know the charitable side of what we do at the 19th, there's going to be a short video that will talk to you about that, and I'm not going to talk about that. But after that, I'm encouraging you to listen to that, and then after that, I'm encouraging you to join in and raise a paddle. We're going to have a fundraiser for our kitchen, which is an essential part of our charity work, really. A terribly essential part of what we do, how we get people in this space. Sure, we give the space away to lots and lots of charities, and I want you to know that. And then I'm just going to say, just have fun tonight and support us, and here's Al.
Thank you. I've known a lot of people in this room for a long time. My cousins are here, so they're 73 years probably, or more. Some people we've known for at least 40 years from the time we moved in, and of course down from there. And if you found things in the portrayal that aren't correct, would you just keep them to yourself? I want to say, George's point about doing things that you enjoy, doing things that you really believe in, and having fun. I mean, you got to balance those. And the club, for me and for a number of other people, does that very well. I remember when I took over running RHR, it was in great shape, and at a board meeting I said, what is this? Is this a business or is this a club? And then as soon as I got done, I said, it's both, and your job is to figure out how that works. And that's what we are here. We enjoy one another, we care about one another, and we care about using the talent, the intellect of the group to try and do better for our community. And community is expanding. It's not just Oak Park, it's River Forest, it's Forest Park, it's now Chicago. And during the pandemic, we did broadcasts all over our Monday programs. And we had people from other parts of the world who would watch these things. And I would urge you to go online to 19thcentury.org, and you can get to a number of these programs that we did. And maybe you'll find something that's really interesting in there that you'll have fun with. We've done some really, really good stuff. So I'm with Georgia on this. We're here to raise money and have a great time. Thank you very, very much.
Supporting our 21st century community. The 19th Century offers a rich array of programming, open to all, in both an intimate performance space and a spacious ballroom with a full stage. We offer our Monday Enrichment Series with 29 weekly daytime programs in music, literature, art, science, and the social sciences each year. Special evening programs are always evolving. Currently, they include Mind Boggles, debates on relevant current issues, Henry Fogel Presents, special music programs, and Writing Matters, interviews of nationally known writers by Elizabeth Berg and Bill Young. They are open to all. Supporting the future. The 19th Century gives scholarships to local seniors after a selection process that includes an application, essay, and an interview. Currently, our scholarship provides $2,000 a year per student and are renewable for 4 years. On a given year, we support 16 to 17 scholars per year. Our former students include scientists, doctors, nurses, professors, filmmakers, musicians, artists, business owners, an aerospace engineer, a dancer, a fiddler, and even an assistant director of the Radio City Rockettes. Our students have spent time volunteering in Appalachia, studying in Morocco and South Africa, and even doing a TED Talk. Our scholars pay it forward. At the 19th Century, we collaborate with, as well as share the use of our building with other nonprofits. Some have a regular home in our building, including the League of Women Voters, Oak Park Women's Guild, Future Philanthropists, a youth program of the Oak Park Community Foundation, Free Readers Theater, the Viola Project, a summer Shakespeare theater program for girls ages 8 to 13, sponsored by the Oak Park Festival Theater, the Oak Park Fiddle Camp for kids, started by a former scholarship recipient, and the OPRF High School Swing Dance. Many nonprofits use our building for their benefits and meetings, including the Village of Oak Park, Pro Bono Network, Oak Park and River Forest Chamber of Commerce, OPALGA, and the Infant Welfare Society. The 19th Century has a long history of community involvement. From helping found the Oak Park River Forest Day Nursery and the mental health organization known as Thrive, to hosting Hepzibah and Day Nursery children, as well as community families at our Cookies and Cocoa with Santa event, which was started in 2010. We still cherish traditional ways of giving, like our Needle Arts group, who each year donate more than 100 handcrafted clothing items to 5 local charities: Sarah's Inn, New Moms, the Day Nursery, Hepzibah, and Infant Welfare Society. We continue a tradition of collecting items for donation, from non-perishable food and household sundries, to used computers for the Computers for Schools program, to interview clothing for the Dress for Success program. Our building has been a collection site for many local food pantries and other nonprofit organizations. Since 2007, Housing Forward clients are hosted at a staff-led festive holiday dinner in our building. Clients get to shop for presents and household items for their families. The space, food, gifts, and staffing for this event are all donated.
Hi, I'm Karen Tardy. I am the program coordinator of the Future Philanthropist program, and we've been meeting in the 19th Century building since 2012, I think. I think it was our second year, and we were expanding our program and needed twice the space that we already had. The space itself works just beautifully for our program. We take over the whole first floor and can meet in 2 separate rooms or open the doors if we want to have one big meeting. We serve dinner there, and there's lots of room for that. And we're actually able to store a few things in the building so that we don't have to haul everything around for these meetings. It really is the perfect place for us, and we feel really lucky to be there.
We're all going to sing together happy birthday to Nancy Weigler. She is going to be, is it okay if I say it, Nancy? Yes. She's going to be 90. We gave her a lovely Percham-esque thing during the COVID with her dancing the song right. It was hats off to Nancy, and boy did she deserve it. She is a wonderful supporter of this organization and good friend. So let's all sing happy birthday to Nancy, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nancy. Happy birthday to you.
I don't know what to do with you. Won't you take my heart? I can't do nothing else with it. Don't know your goodbye. Left with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you? Get to the heart. That was my heart. So why not can't you see I don't know without? Oh, whatever will be, so why not I keep my love you? Thank you. Thank you, those dancers out there. One of those things, just one of those crazy things, just one of those girls that never think. Just one of those things, it's just one of the night. Just one of those bad eyes that trip too long, got no things. Just one of those things, gotta let it ask me and love it. That's how